Hey everyone, how you guys doing out there? So let's see, what do we got here for comments? Nada. Oh, did everyone freak out? Well, no, I had a bunch of people saying they were going to come in, but nobody's making comments. Oh no, they're afraid.
There's Michael.
There's Michael. Hey, Michael. All righty.
7 likes
So,
and a few of those are us. So
yeah. So actually, I have 2.
And I have 2.
And Michael's 1. So there's 2 other people that are hiding in the shadows.
Down to 5.
Up, down to 5. Up, back up to 7.
Lori,
Keith.
Lady. Hey, Keith.
Hey, guys. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get certain people to come in here, and they'll be able to provide good information. And yeah, because this is a really hard, tough topic tonight. At least it is for guys.
I don't know if you push in the belly, they kind of sound like the Pillsbury Door Girl.
Lori's doing a little dance, smiling from ear to ear.
Hey, she's active. Awesome. She's been strangely silent the last 2 days.
Yeah, well, she was. I think
she's about to call the Royal Canadian Mounties and ask them to go out and do a welfare check on her.
Yeah.
She ain't spoken to nobody. I ain't seen her.
She's been kind of interested in this type. Oh, let me get some light on myself. There we go. Now you can see my smiling face.
There, that better? Now you can see him and you can ignore me.
Y'all need us in the shadows. Well, yeah. I know Lori and I talked about prepping stuff for females a long time ago. And we were going to be, it's been one of those things been running in the background of our minds. And I don't know, it's just.
Hold on, let me check. No, there ain't nothing back there in the back of my mind. It's empty.
Negotiator, hey, how's it going?
I've just been playing with plastic all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out there this morning. I'm gonna let a few more people get in before we jump into this. So, but I was outside working with those big IBC tote containers I got from the neighbor, and I took one of them and pulled that big black lid that's off of it, turned it upside down, put a bunch of filter fabric inside and outside, and put it in amongst those my 55-gallon barrels I cut in half. And I put a bale of straw on the bottom of it. And then I put a bucket load of rabbit manure on top of it. And I got it shaped around and go, okay, so tomorrow morning I got to go out there and I got to frame the top in with 2x6s so it holds shape. And I may go down halfway down, put a frame halfway down as well, and then fill it up. Well, I'll probably fill it up about 3/4 of the way and use that as a potato bed, like Anthony suggested.
Is that better, Michael? Boo. Hello? He said he couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Now I got to turn my headphone by.
All right, Lori, for raspberries, actually my daughter wants we cut one of those so it's about 12 inches tall, maybe 16 inches tall, so she can put her raspberries in it so they can't get out and root and go hog wild all over the place.
Well, you went and played with dirt. I went and played with plastic.
Yeah, that's cool.
I set this up so I can put a tech lock on the back and I can mount it upside down on my belt and they do not fall out. Now I can look like Riddick or somebody cool. And
well, I still say that belongs on the back of Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow.
She would model it a lot better than I can. Yet, most definitely. Hey, old school.
Hey, Martha.
What straw you use? Is it seed free? Hey, Jerry.
Yes, and it's going to be under about right now. What I'm putting in the bottom here, it's under about 2 feet of rabbit manure.
Just call it what it is. Poo.
So if any of the ladies want to come up here and talk about this from a woman's perspective and educate us stupid, dumb, moronic men, I'd be more than happy to share the spotlight.
Heck, I'll just get off the screen. I'll go hide.
You'll look for trolls.
Mhm. Hey, Howie.
Hey, Howie. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what Lori was talking about here. Oh, the raspberry leaves stop. Yeah, okay. I'm slowly putting it together here. The raspberry leaves help stop hemorrhaging. Cool. And Jerry's here. Hey, Jerry. So yeah. So I was hoping that Wide Family, a few other, the ladies would come in here and be ready to.
Started a few
Yeah,
minutes ago.
yeah, give us a help here, but yeah, yeah. Well, this whole thing came to head because exactly 1 week ago, actually,
Greetings, Kathy.
Last Tuesday, my daughter gave birth to my number 4 grandson, and she had very, very, very minor problems. She was very lucky. Hey, Kathy. And well, we're supposed to get snow tonight and tomorrow, and more snow on Thursday, actually. So I'm hoping that it doesn't snow tonight. It just kind of blows a little bit farther to the northeast of us. And I have time in the morning to get out there and work on that giant tub.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, all right.
You can always turn the camera off and just speak.
Yeah, you can always just look like this, and and we can't see you, and you can give us information.
Yeah, see, it works out just fine. Now you don't have to look at either one of us.
Yeah, and your little icon there would be really cool up here.
Yeah, something like that. But
yeah.
See, mine doesn't flash gray like his does. Mine's just black.
Huh. Why doesn't yours do the vocal inflection? Your other one used to do it.
Yeah, it's because of the way this one's designed.
Okay.
And I'm not changing it.
I'm
North.
Well, you're way east northeast of me. I'm talking about just around skirting the border of Idaho into Montana and down into Wyoming as it passes by.
Yeah, but do you not remember the way the jet stream is flowing at the moment? It's actually going to push it right to her. You just wished it upon her, and she's already got snow. Have you not learned your lesson yet?
Yeah, that's why I was looking at the jet stream earlier today. The one that's going to get nailed is going to be Kevin and Daniel and Dutch in Oklahoma. Because where it's coming from me, it's going right on down and following the line. It goes right on down in Oklahoma. See, here's it. See how it's coming almost straight down right now? And so if it moves this way here, it's going to come right on down into Oklahoma, right there. This line right here. Going to take it right into North Oklahoma, down to Central Oklahoma. And it's going to go right on across over here, and it's going to hit Kentucky and Southern Ohio.
Nope, it will miss me. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, there's a big knife there. It's just going to split it in half like a bullet, and it's going to go.
Yep, it'll go all around me.
Yeah.
But now that I've said that, it'll probably bury us in about 22 inches of snow, which would be fine with me. The child would be able to go down a sled for the first time this year.
Single-digit wind chills. Ugh.
Okay, read what Howie posted up there. Just a little bit near the topish.
Fresh, young, dried, regularly dried, and no fungus used for cleansing birth area. Yes, helps with clotting, Lori. Yes, good. He went back and read Lori's stuff too. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's good at that.
And the raspberries my daughter are planting here are supposedly the totally thornless, that the nice fuzzy, soft fuzzy ones, and not. Hey, Jake. Yeah, I missed Jake when I was doing that.
Huh? What? I did. Somebody else come in?
Yeah, Laura says evening, Jake. And so
Oh, there he is. I see him now. I had to look at a third monitor.
I'm just looking. How come it's not showing on the StreamYard?
I don't know. Hey, Wide family. Awesome.
Hey,
Come on up.
hey.
I'll leave. You can come up here.
Yeah, I would like as many of the ladies that want to come. We're just doing some talk about weather and stuff right now. Raspberry leaves and miscarriage too. All right, so you guys have all this information that I don't know anything about. My total extent of
You can see.
the stuff. Oregon Homestead, hey, is the fact that in 1992 I took the Bradley method.
The Bradley method. That's a doggone tank, man.
No, that's a different type. The Bradley method husband coach natural childbirth course. And because my wife wanted to do that for our first, for our daughter. And so
you can do this and come up here and chit chat. You can hide. So no, not an excuse. Just saying. Lori tried that one too. And you can cover your camera and hide your face. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, there's a little icon button here where you can just stop the camera and it throws up your icon.
Yep. There's no judgment here. And if there is, we'll get the band hammer pretty quick. I'll raise Kathy to that band hammer.
No, you won't ban them. No, we won't ban them. Yeah, because that just stops them.
Judging? Yes.
No, we will just start playing games with them.
No.
We'll make them beg for them to come up and apologize live on string. Blah, blah. Okay, so all right there. I just put the link in there. So if you have a web camera and headphones or an earbud, all you need to do is click on that link and follow the instructions.
But before you enter studio, make sure that you have your headbuds in. And as soon as you enter the studio, you'll have the option of stopping cam. And it'll be Gil's job to make sure that your icon is up, not your face, before he brings you up here.
Right.
So that way you come up here incognito.
Yeah. Actually, I want as many of the ladies, because hey, us guys, when it comes to this, like I said, I've had the natural childbirth class back in '92, and yeah, so
I watched a cow being born once. Does that count?
I've been out there in the mud up to my knees helping with cows, but that is not the same. No way, Jose.
This gorilla don't know nothing about it, so I'll go climb my tree over here in the corner and let y'all speak. I'll just watch for the trolls.
But so I'll watch down below here. Okay, see me?
Well, Kathy, that's closer than when I did, so I think you're a lot more qualified than I did. Because if I actually gave birth, I'd be the richest man on the planet. Hey, Moon Farm.
Hey, Moon Farm.
30 weeks along and interested in the subject. Awesome.
Okay, Wide's coming up here. All right. Device not connected yet. All right. Now go ahead down below where it says stop cam. Click the stop cam button.
And you'll go bleep.
Okay, you put your cursor over where it says stop cam. You got down on the bottom, underneath on the bottom of the screen, you should have mute, stop cam, cam mic. Just click on the stop cam there. It's not doing it. Are you on cell phone?
Just put a piece of tape over the top of the camera.
Yeah, I can't hear you until I bring you in, but I'm just trying to read lips here. Go ahead. Bring you up. All right. You're not that. Yes, yay.
Hey, no worries.
I'm
I
uglier.
just let the chickens in, for God's sakes.
So,
Yeah.
hey, worst thing they can do is come up here and join you on the camera. I mean, that's the worst.
Hey, Ridge Life.
Hey, Joy.
And let's see anybody else here coming up here. Joy Stewart. Well, Joy, you probably can offer a whole bunch of great information since all four were delivered at home, even if it was 35 years ago. I don't think everything has changed biologically in 35 years.
Hey, Rich. Charles' birthday is the 22nd. So there's a lot of B-days in this month.
Private chat. What's private chat got here? Not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I got a gorilla tape over here in the corner. We can just tape him to the ceiling for you.
There he is. So hot, Frederick.
What on earth, Mom? What are you doing?
He doesn't know what to think.
Oh, Kathy says, I love. Oh, I got to put that one up there. All right, Dave. Kathy's setting us up.
Yeah. See, I was a dutiful dad. I've stayed busy. I worked. I made sure there was food on the table. The house was taken care of and everything while they were doing their business. I dropped them off at the hospital. Before they went in for surgery, I would do what I had to do, and then I'd run off to work and then pick her up at the hospital.
Yeah.
I wasn't afforded the time to take off, so I did what I had to do.
Yeah. When my daughter was born, basically, like I was mentioning, my wife and I went through the Bradley method. She'd done a ton of research, and what she found about Lamaze, she goes, no way in heck, I'm going to do that. And so the Bradley method is a much more natural, thing. I mean, there's a great article here. I'm going to throw it up here for a second. And this is I thought this was going to be a negative article, but it's actually a real positive one. And talks about Dr. Bradley when he was raised up on a farm, and where he witnessed animals giving birth, blah, blah, blah. Later on, when he became a doctor, he was surprised at how they were doing it in the hospital. Of course, at the time when he became a doctor, he was it was what do they call it here? The knock 'em out and drag 'em out method of childbirth.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember my mom talking about that. But the thing is about trying to keep an eye on the chat here and see anybody puts anything else. Oh, Lori, poor Lori, but not Lori. Kathy.
My second was
2 weeks over and induced. Neither like the world they came into. So
now we know who let the dogs out. It was Howie.
I had the most easiest childbirth ever. I was induced. I was in labor for 4 hours, didn't feel a thing, and then had a C-section.
Ooh.
But afterward, I had gestational diabetes. So afterwards, my son had the effects of that. And for 4 days, we had to get his blood sugar up. It was horrible. And then like every 2 hours, they had to prick him on his foot to check his blood sugar. So it was really horrible afterwards, but he's okay now, but it was pretty scary.
Okay, let's see, go back up here and all right, let's see if this works now. There we go. Boom, we're back. Names are back. Yeah, the names disappear when I have comments up, but I turned it off when I was doing a special recording yesterday or the day before.
Hello, Royal Amethyst.
Hey.
You have 20 watching right now. So for all those who just ran in here and ran into the wall of comments, welcome.
Yep. Hi, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, the whole thing behind this tonight's topic was the fact that last Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the morning, my daughter went into the hospital, and at 1:11 gave birth to grandson number 4. But thinking with everything going on in the world today, if it gets to the point where or any other reason why as well, where hospitals are not available for whatever reason, are we all prepared, guys and gals, to assist the gals in natural childbirth? And that's one of the things that I just, to me, just kind of, screams is like, in your preparedness, homesteading, whatever you want to call it, community, we need.
Sorry, I had to plug in my phone.
Yeah, we need to have somebody in your group, whether it's a community assistance group or just a large family group. Someone really should know something about being a midwife. Lori, I'm not putting that one up.
Why not? It's prepared. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary out there because I think, it's really popular right now for everyone at this moment to have a C-section. I've never heard of so many people having C-sections in my life. It seems like lately that is like the thing. And I don't know if if doctors are doing it because it's easy or they get more money out of it or what, but women are having C-sections. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I know what with my wife, we were talking about that, she goes, there is no way she wants a C-section, because at the time it was, once you have a C-section, every baby after that has to be a C-section.
Yeah.
And so that's why my wife wanted to do natural childbirth.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's scary. If you already had a C-section once, you're having your second kid, and say, for instance, you can't go to the hospital or something, what do you do then? I mean, what if you can't have a baby natural, and then so many women out there are having C-sections. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Hey, Dakota. Hey, Joe.
Yeah. So, this is one of the things that, I'm trying to read the chat and talk at the same time. It's like chewing bubble gum and juggling and talking at the same time.
Don't worry. If I see a very important comment, I'll scream really loud. I go, hey.
Yeah. Well, I thought I saw something I wanted to.
Yeah, on my phone, I have to flip it to another screen, so it's like really weird.
Yeah. Oh, Cecilia.
Oh, that's scary too. My sister-in-law actually had that happen where my nephew was breech, but the doctors and nurses, they didn't know what they were doing. Like the nurse felt and was feeling around. She's like, oh, this baby's ready. And then like when the doctor came in to deliver the baby, he was like in a panic. And then she had to have an emergency C-section right then and there because the baby was breech, and the nurse didn't detect that right away.
Yeah.
She thought she was feeling the head, but it was really the butt.
All right. Okay. You said because they can plan it for days off, they have to come in. Yeah. Well, my daughter on hers, she was induced, but she, she'd had a the week before she was in on Wednesday, which was April Fool's Day. Then she was back in on Friday. And they said, no, come back in. We're going to go ahead and schedule it for Tuesday. And she, no problems all weekend. And evidently, this was one of probably her easiest, and quickest. Was that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 6 hours at the hospital.
Wow.
Good grief, Lori. You had watermelons for babies. 9 pounds? That's a watermelon.
That's a cantaloupe. 14 pounds is a watermelon.
I was kidding.
I was so lucky because I did have gestational diabetes. They kept telling me my baby was going to be huge. My baby was going to be huge. And he's like, you're still delivering if it's 10 pounds. And I'm like, okay. And I had a horrible doctor. Anyway, he's like, you're still delivering if it's 10 pounds. I'm like, okay. So then I had my baby and he was only 8 pounds. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I was taking insulin in my last month, and that was really, really difficult for me.
Yeah, I know there's a big push to go for midwives, and so it's been going on for since my daughter was first born back in '92. People were talking a lot about midwives and stuff, and a lot more of them getting trained. So not sure. Well, I'm just reading all these baby sizes here.
We got a couple football players in that group somewhere. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, fishes and loaves. I'm only 5'1", so yeah, I was really concerned. I thought for sure, and my doctor kept telling me my baby was gonna be huge, and
Uh-oh. I think she hit a button. Something happened.
Due to technical difficulties, we will now currently pause for station identification. You are watching.
All right. See, we're done when there's danger to the mother or baby. But after a while, it's easy for doctors to plan the birth of the parents. Some wanted it done so they had things planned. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I watched.
Hey, Teresa.
I watched the baby being born on a movie once and decided it wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Well, I figured I'd just work, put the food on the table, do the papa thing.
Yeah.
Now, when the baby got home, that was an entirely different story. I told her to go lay down, go to bed. I'd take care of the kid. I changed diapers. I fed it. Beat it over the head with a baseball bat so I go to sleep a couple times a day. The typical dad things,
And sometimes if you hit the wrong button there, it can kick you out. But yeah, you can come back in again if you figure out what's wrong. Like I said, ladies, any of you want to come up here, and because it's quicker to talk and easier to talk than it is to type, and you can straighten all us guys out in the side chat and up here, because I'm because I'm really concerned about things with the future generations. If we have a major Tawaki situation, into the world as we know it, and it's sets us back, 150 years or so.
Fishes and loaves. Yeah, you know what? I might not be the one doing the catching, but I can sure coach and encourage, shall we say, somebody. Because I know the proper lingo, and I have an idea of how it's supposed to be done. So I can sit there and coach.
Yeah.
And every time the woman says, I'm the lowest piece of trash on the earth, because it's, some women do that. Some get very emotional. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Don't take it wrong. But I can, everybody else can hear me. And I got two that say they can't. I'll turn it up just a little bit more. But I don't want to blast everybody else's eardrums out.
That's fine. That the volume should be fine.
Yeah, it should be. Because I'm talking right into it.
Yeah.
But, Lori's going. Okay. Take care, Lori. We'll see you soon.
There we go. Kathy found it.
But yeah, I've listened to enough of what do they call that? Where the father and mother go to a class and they teach them all the birthing things. I did attend a few of those.
Yeah.
So I do have a knowledge of how it's supposed to be done. So I can coach it. Hello, Jay.
Hey, Jay. Yeah, there are several different types of birthing methods and stuff. Kathy Lamaze, but hey, Anthony, I like I said in the beginning, my wife, being the being an accountant, she's very particular about things. Did a lot of research, and it was we found out that the Lamaze breathing that actually slows down the birthing process. Yeah, it relieves pain and stuff, but it stretches the birthing process out hours sometimes. And that's why we went with the Bradley method. And I'm trying to find.
Don't worry about it, man.
Hang on. There was a comment here I missed. I spotted it over here. Do people have a... People do what's called... So it's done, but it's more difficult. Okay. All right. That was I missed that comment from Martha. But I need to find something else here. Okay, there it is, popping up again. There we go. And
you see Jay's question.
Okay, I was trying to catch Kathy's link. There's a good. If you can pull Jay, we already covered that, and that got a big old HN. Heck no.
Nope. Been there at birthing calves. Not doing it again. Horses are a little easier.
Yeah. All right. So let's see if this worked right here.
Because they really don't fall as far. The horses usually lay down.
All right.
The cows are just stubborn and stand up and say, here, catch.
All right. So I'm going to throw something up here. Ding. All right. So this is Doc and Amy's off their website here. This is the link that Kathy put up. So you got survival medicine, pregnancy, labor, delivery, off grid, earthquake, birthing supplies, hemorrhaging, more. So this thing I'll read, it's normal. So yeah, he's got a lot of articles that on this, and I tried, although be late, I sent them the link and everything. I sent them Amy an email last night, but they probably had something already scheduled tonight or something going on, or just too daggone tired from packing up stuff.
They've been working nonstop pretty much for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, somebody's going to start taking you seriously here in a minute.
Yeah, there's a difference between cows and babies. A calf comes out. It takes 5 minutes for it to be standing, and minute 7, if you're still standing around there, it starts headbutting you.
Yeah, it doesn't pay to be tall. It doesn't hit your gut when you're tall. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done calf birthings, and every single calf, 5 minutes, it's up and walking around. Minute 6, it turns around and it charges me and headbutts me. Or my brother, who was out there at the same time, he'd go from one side, boom, 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 headbutting.
Well, see, I honestly think that the foster parents I was living with, who were farmers by nature and had been for 2 generations, I think they knew what the calf was going to do and got my attention on purpose so I wasn't watching. And they left me standing, close to it. So I'd be the one it charged. I think they did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were laughing hysterically. I wasn't. I wanted to punch it. They told me no. I said, it's only fair.
Yeah. Now, historically, for my family, my grandmother on my mom's side was born by Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, in the Panhandle up there. She had 14 brothers and sisters. Basically, I think there were total, 15. So there was 11 boys and 4 girls in that family. So we have lost a lot of knowledge, in my belief, and I could be wrong, ladies. Please correct me if I am. But I think as far as the guys are concerned, we've lost a lot of knowledge in what's supposed to happen during natural childbirth. And so there's a lot of stuff that has just, old knowledge that has gone by the wayside. Actually, that was that back then. My grandmother was born in 1899. That was common farm family sizes back then. We've done a lot of genealogy work, and it's like, here's this list, 10 kids, 12 kids, 18 kids. Sometimes it's, 9 kids by one wife and 7 kids by another wife. Guys, go outside, cut wood, boil water.
Yeah, but back then, Rustic, as soon as the kid was like 8 years old, they were out helping with the farm.
Younger than that.
Depending on how strong and educated they could be, sometimes as young as 6.
I mean, it's, they would be out when they were 3 and 4 out in the garden with mom or an older sister or whatever, pulling weeds, the little weeds. They'd help pull the little weeds and to keep them away from the fresh plants. See? Wasn't that all unusual? Yeah, if you want to come on back, Wide Family, yes. Did she ever tell us what her first name is?
I don't remember. I think she did a long time ago, but yeah. I'm not good. If I don't see it or say it enough times, I'll forget.
Yeah, me too. Because to see having them help me with everything, it's still a lot of years. Yeah. Just had Royal. There's one that just had
21st baby.
Whoa.
Well, we know what kind of money they're getting from
Courtney. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Yeah. What was weird in our county in California, where our babies were, our 2 boys and our daughter were born, they were actually more enlightened there, especially with the John Muir Health Center. and stuff, they were pushing against C-sections. All right, Anthony, see you in a little bit. Yes, they charged more money and stuff, but they had some really good doctors on the board that were like, no, we are not pushing C-sections. That is a last resort.
Yeah, Jay, there is precedent for that. It might be a little unusual for the vet, but there has been issues in the past, and it's been in some books where vets were called to handy the handiwork.
Yeah.
Hey, strong enough, didn't see you sneak in here. Gil, did you leave the window open in the bedroom again? I warned you that people would sneak in.
Is Julie in here?
Who? Heavens?
Evans. No.
No.
Okay. I thought for sure she'd be here.
Yeah, she's probably cleaning her garden again. You know how them Californians are.
Yeah. Needs the link again. Okay. All right, ladies, there's the link. It's easy to follow. If you want to come up here and push us dumb guys to the side. I can have total 6 people up here. So
I'll hide me face.
and I'll be more than happy just to sit back and troll hunt while you ladies take over.
See, we could use Mama Z up here too. Don't be bashful, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Don't be bashful, ladies.
I don't really care how I look. I've been on camera before looking like crap.
Right,
so
here we go.
Hey,
No
I
big
look absolutely atrocious anyway, so it's no big deal. You still look better than we do.
looking like crap. So.
Okay, you may want to mute your the regular YouTube tab.
Yeah. Okay. That's off.
Yeah. Californians get to grow their own medicine. Yeah, well, not that's a different type of medicine. It's like to me that's the same thing as alcohol. It has other side effects that are not good.
Good
that's
for
just
you, Mama Z. That's awesome. Sorry, she said she had 3 natural births and 2 C-sections. Whoa.
Yeah. And the Redfords have 21.
Well, like I said, you know what kind of money they're getting from the government.
Yeah. Of course, if they've had twins and triplets and stuff like that, it can add up really quick.
North Star Prep Setter, I am not pregnant as of right now. Thank God. But I had my son like 2 years ago. Now, well, he's not quite 2 yet. He'll be 2 in November.
There was somebody that came in that said they're 34 weeks along.
Yes. No, yes.
I have several of my family members right now that are pregnant, and one of my family members, she's breech right now, and her mom, nobody can go in the hospital. I feel so bad for her. It's her first granddaughter, and nobody can go in the hospital. Horrible.
What state and county is that hospital at?
It's Ohio, down in Coshocton. That's where my husband's family is from.
Coshocton?
Yeah, Coshocton.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
I don't want to live there.
No, sir, I'm not expecting. We thought about having another baby, but I don't know with all the complications that I had if I could actually have another baby. I had a lot of complications afterwards too, and stuff like that. So
yeah.
All right,
but
Royal,
one was enough.
All right, Royal, take it easy. Yeah, the hospital my daughter went to is up in Idaho Falls, and they basically isolated the birthing center from the rest of the hospital. They have its own separate entrance and stuff, and then they were all the exam rooms, they went, after somebody, my daughter said during the, last Wednesday and Friday, they had to wait. They'd go in there and, sterilize the room, then bring in the next patient in, for exams and stuff, sterilize the room. Yep, you're learning the buttons.
Jay, I don't think anybody's getting it yet.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but I can't hear anybody. So
You can't hear anybody? Oh, yeah, hang on. Is your oh, that's right, she can't. You can't hear anybody? Is she going out? Your oh, that's right. Is she going out? Do you have an earbud to put in on your phone, or whatever you have, what your camera is on? Do you have an earbud to put in on your phone?
Hold on.
What your camera is on?
Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, I have one. Give me a second.
Yeah, that'll help eliminate some of the feedback. That'll help eliminate some of the feedback.
That'll also give you some extra
Sorry.
Let's see them.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan, a number of the, I'm not sure what generation we want to call those, is that, what is it, the X generation or the Z generation we're in now? Are just doing, oh, one, that's it, I'm done, not going to have any more. X generation or the Z generation we're in now? I'm just going, oh, one, that's it, I'm done, not going to have any more. All right, can you hear me now in your earbud?
Actually, no, I can't hear anything at all. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, try plugging the earbud into the other one. That way we don't get the feedback.
Okay.
All right. She's a 1985 baby. Okay. Right now, or I would come up. Well, surprise him. Come up here with him sitting next to you, Mama Z.
It's very weird.
Yeah, and Jay, that's what I suspect too, and that's what I would like to see avoided as much as possible, with more people learning, as much as they can, both natural childbirth and classes and midwife classes. The let's see here. One of the things I noticed here when I was looking around here, so put this up here. So the book, the husband coached childbirth book, the Bradley book, used is only $4. Hey, we still have ours and we ain't giving it away. She's back. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I had to restart it. My husband tried to call me and I declined the call, so I think it messed up something up. So
okay, so let me. Okay, so you're up here twice. So I'm gonna have to kick the other one out here to see if I can do it without hurting.
Sorry, I don't mean to mess anything up. Sorry, guys.
There we go. There we go. All right, it's straightened out. Good. I want to make sure I didn't ban you by accident, because there's two choices: kick from studio, ban. No, I don't want to ban. So, but yeah,
I'm really interested in this Bradley method thing.
Yeah.
I always told my husband I wanted to be a midwife. Like, I've always been like, that would never, like, that kind of stuff does not bother me. I've always wanted to learn how to do that. So I'm like really interested in stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like right here is thrift books. $4 you can pick up a used one. A new one. Let me show. It'll give me the price for the book here. Probably find it on. Let me see if I can highlight this here. I know how to do it. Hang on. Let me go here. And back up here.
Happy birthday, by the way, Copper Kettle Farms.
Oh, happy birthday.
You celebrated your 40th or something? I saw that on your. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Okay, I'm going to try and see if it's on Amazon. And see what the cost is there. The revised edition is, let me throw it up here. So they have the old paperback is $9.95 new. The revised edition, the newest one is $16 or $12.99 for your Kindle. One of the other ones here is $38 for paperback. So these are all Bradley method stuff. So
see, I don't have a Kindle. Like, I know it's cheaper to get stuff on Kindle, but like I've thought about it. I'm like, well, if I have a Kindle and what if we have no power, or what if something happens? Then I have no hardback copies of any of these books. It's all on my Kindle, which I have to charge with electricity.
Yeah.
But
Actually, on using the Amazon stuff, I'm not going to, there's a way you can go in there and you can actually download certain things. I mean, like I can watch all my books. I can read all my books on my computer as well as my Kindles. I have like 4 Kindles, 4 different ones here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get a book and I buy it, I for the one price, I can put it on all my Kindles.
Nice.
And yeah, so I just put it on all my Kindles there. But I've never done it, but one of the things when I go into, it says you go into the manage your devices and your content, one of the choices there is to deliver to a USB or something like that drive. So which if you get it onto a USB drive, then you can put it onto a CD or a DVD, and then you have them there, in an album of all sorts of documents and stuff. I have so much documents on DVD drives, that are just, amazing. Kathy threw it up there. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, there's, so this one, I'm going to bounce between the two here for a second, folks. Yeah, so this one here, the big one here, it says the used one for $4 on Amazon. That's the one that's $38.50.
Oh,
so that one for over here, that's a super deal at Thrift Books. For $3.99, because that's the exact same thing. And then the revised edition here is on eBay, they have it for $3.69, and used on second sale, they got it for $3.57.
Have you bought books on eBay before, like cheap like that?
yes.
Yeah.
Dave has, I haven't.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out here real fast.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who want to have a digital record and are worried about electricity, there are cheap cell phone battery packs that you can buy either off of Wish. You can get them off of eBay. They run from $5 to $12 to $15, and they're enough. They're solar powered. You charge it in the sun. It gives you enough to recharge the phone once or twice, and it's they're the same size as your phone.
Oh, that's something I didn't think about.
Yeah. I have I don't have my camera up here. It's down in the basement because I'm working on putting it in my greenhouse basement.
Oh, cool.
And I got the camera down there, and on my camera, I have actually, wait a minute. Hang on a second here. Do I still have that here?
I have nothing to hang on to. Everything will fall.
Yeah. Okay. I do have it. Here it is. I still have the box here. This is the Amudo. It's a 30,000 milliamp battery pack.
Oh.
And this thing is, so this is the box it comes in. So if I open it up here to see how big it was, see, it was only, this big. Okay.
Sorry, I was looking on my TV screen too because it's bigger on there.
Yeah. So that's the size of it when it comes in the box here. And so that's about 3.5 inches by about 7 inches. But I have run my camera for 6 months on this, and I haven't charged it since I started running it on here. I'm down to 47%. That's that's the camera I use for recording stuff outside.
That way you guys can see that this phone, this charger, same size almost.
Yeah.
Most of them come with a clip so you can hang it on something while it's charging.
Mm-hmm.
All come with cords.
Yeah. And what's neat about this thing here, you have those little let me get back over here. They have those little solar packs that you can plug other they're like the ones that fold out, and you like 15 watts and stuff, and it has either a 12-volt plug on it or a USB charge port plug on it. That charges off a USB charge port plug. So
plus most of the small ones you can actually daisy chain them together to get more output for faster recharges.
Yeah. There are a whole bunch of who was it that did that? Was that Martha? Was that you that had the two different chargers, and one could be daisy chained and the other one couldn't? I believe that was Martha. She showed it when she was old school prepper when she was down in Mexico. She showed it. She showed the two different ones she had. I vaguely remember years ago a news story that hospitals had specialty nurses on hire to teach them how to breastfeed. Yes. You're right. I know the John Muir Health Center in California in Contra Costa County had specialty nurses and they had classes also talking about breastfeeding and stuff, because so many were just stick a bottle in the mouth, and they, it was not passed on from mother to daughter because a generation got lazy in there.
Yeah, I had a horrible experience breastfeeding. Like I had like the nurse from, I don't know where. She was really nasty to me, and she just slapped the pump on me and turned it up all the way. I was like, ah! It was bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was horrible. I think I breastfed for maybe 3 weeks, and then I went to formula. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I tried to go as long as I could because I know it's very important for your kids, but it was bad.
Yeah. I know, and then I know there's some others have a problem. Their milk dropping at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, since I had a C-section, when you have a C-section, your milk doesn't produce right away either, because your body didn't go through the natural childbirth. So then you have to wait for that to come in, and the only way for that to come in is to continue to pump. And yeah, I was hurting so bad, if you can imagine.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, guys, we're taking a little detour here for a second. There's a spam bot from the United Kingdom out there called Tom, or More Tom, or Tom2, or Tim. His icon is a black circle with a goldish letter T and a couple of little stripes of silver to the left side of the T. He is a spam bot.
Oh, that's good to know.
2 weeks ago, he had about 200,000 subscribers. No content. Today he has over 400,000 subscribers. No content. Every time he goes to all these channels. Every time someone gives him a heart shape or replies back to his, "Oh, awesome video, dude." Even if he said awesome video, dude, to Martha. Yeah, so it's all automated. His thing is all automated, and if someone responds to it,
I just invited a guy named Tom. He commented on one of my videos and subscribed to me. So good thing you said that.
Now, like I say, it's going to be a black circle, and it's going to be a gold letter T, and on the left side there's going to be 3 little bars on it. If I had actually, let me grab over here this one here, and I'm going to bring it back up here. Scroll back up here. It's got this one's falling way behind.
Sorry, I had to let my dogs out. They were driving me crazy. Go on, come back in. Come on.
All right, that's going to take a while to catch up, but I got to bring up that from what and it won't let me grab. No, it won't let me grab it here. I can't grab it. Yeah, so there, I'll put it back up there again. Okay, and
no, Jay, because you're not commenting on 200,000 to 300,000 people.
Yeah,
you're fine. We know you're real.
Yeah, you actually respond. He does not come on lives. He doesn't. Or if he does, his thing just says, pops up a quick thing, and that's it. 90% of his responses is awesome video, dude, or you deserve more followers.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting people like that.
Yes,
spams.
That's spams. And if it shows up here,
and I just lost 4 subscribers too, so it makes me wonder.
Don't worry about that. Okay, that happens. It's a rotating thing. YouTube does that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was up a bunch, and I dropped down because some of the ones that were subscribing to me that I never saw were bots, and they yanked them off. Fortunately, they're not a bot like him. And
well, I wondered. I mean, I have a farm thing, and I had this rapper post something on there, and he's like, "You deserve more subscribers," and I thought that was so strange.
He's spam.
Yeah, and if you go to their channel, and it's if all they have is the one icon across the top, they got videos, community, blah blah blah, about. If they don't have all that, and they just have the one, and there's a little black flag there, and right next to it'll say when they started. If they started within the last month or two, and they have no content, and all they do is post, something like, you deserve more, or awesome video,
or will you be my internet friend?
Yeah, exactly. It's you don't want to mess with those guys. Okay, where are we at here now? I'm trying to wait for my other screen here to catch up, because when I go off of it, it slows down. The chat slows down to a crawl. Okay, Anthony's back.
Welcome back.
Okay, how far ago was Anthony back here on that?
I wondered about that too, with no baby formula. I just read your thing. It says if you can't, if things really happen and there's no baby formula, what can we do? What can you do?
Goats.
Yeah. Goat milk supposedly is the better milk to use.
Oh, there it is.
Nope, there we go.
Okay, I'm Anthony. I'm trying to catch up. Okay, there we go. Right now it's caught up. My chat's caught up, so I can scroll back up here to here we go. Open a new tab. So I'm going to show everybody what Tom looks like as soon as he opens up here.
Cover my eyes. No.
Yeah. Wait a minute, it's a computer.
Another thing some of these people are doing, they're actually generating thousands and thousands and thousands of subs Then they'll take an offer to sell their channel for a few $1,000s. And people do buy them.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you have 400,000 subs and you start putting, okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to put this up here, guys. So I'm going to put them up only. Come on.
Oh my gosh, that's who I have. I'm gonna.
Okay,
I have to block them or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when he first started out, he had nothing here. He did not have the about, channels, community, playlists, or anything. Now, if I go to, he's got some stuff here. It looks like uploads, but if I go and click on his videos, oh, he's actually started adding stuff to it. He had nothing on there the other day.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was a real person, because I saw.
Oh, he redid it. He redid it. He must have sold the other one off and started a new one, because the earlier today it was at 400 and something thousand subscribers. So let me check. I go to the about page. The about page is there. You see the little flag down here?
Yeah.
Report user. You click on it and block user. Yes, this is a new one. This is a new one. New Tom. He sold the other one. He sold the other one or something. And submit, block him. And so now he's blocked from mine. But the other one had nothing on here when he first started out, and he just started adding stuff to it. Because the other Tom, they had the same, there's Tom, more Tom, two Tom, or Tom 2, Tim, and they all have the same icon. Nice. So you see this icon, it's a spam bot, and he's from the UK.
I was going to say, why do this? Why? What's the point in this?
Sell it. Make money.
Oh.
Yes, make money. And so, all right, this one here is listed as, you listed this one as United States. The other Toms were the United Kingdom.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so that's a, if you see that emblem, just block him. Because he actually hit, let me get back over here. I was having a conversation earlier today with Dutch of Keeping It Dutch, because he started hitting on Dutch. And so, Dutch has over 200,000 subscribers himself. And if he could copy Dutch's subscriber list, boom.
And that's what they do. They'll visit you, then they'll go to your about page. And most people don't hide their subscriptions. So what they do is they'll go there and they'll start clicking on your subscriptions and subscribing to them. And most people don't pay attention. They just subscribe right back to somebody.
Yeah. And some thing is too, some is that who will I talk to about it? There's a way, basically they just take everyone that's subscribed to you and make them subscribe to them as well. They copy, and so basically these people suddenly are subscribed to this guy and they never subscribed to him.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so now
back to babies.
Oh, he hit West Virginia prepper. Oh, okay. Let's get back to babies. Yeah. All right. So, there is.
I couldn't nurse either. I mean, when we had Charles, there was no mommy here. It was just me. I couldn't nurse either. I didn't know what to do. I just shoved the bottle in his mouth and called it good. Maybe that's what Charles' problem is.
But yeah, so I wish I get more people talk up here to talk about more things that both the guys need to know and we need to know a lot. There's a lot that the guys have never known, because they're like someone said earlier, the guys are chased out of the room, told to go boil water and go do chop wood or something.
Yeah, I was lucky. My husband was there. Like, my husband every 3 weeks gets 5 days off in a row. So I was really lucky that my husband, he was there during his 5 days. But I was a mess because I had a baby in a really small hospital, and they didn't have like a pediatrical care unit. So I thought my baby was going to have to go to Cleveland for special treatment because he had low sugar. And finally they just said, we're not giving him any more sugar water. And then all of a sudden everything went normal, and we were so lucky. But I was really scared, and I was so glad that my husband could be there. So women, husbands really need to be there for their
Yeah.
significant others. For sure.
Mama Z, with this program that this guy is using, you can hide it and he'll still pull them. He has these spam bots have programs. They get in there, and even though it's not shown to everybody, it gets into the system and it pulls it anyways.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and Anthony pointed out too. Yeah, and that's one of the things is that where hospitals and doctors have saved a lot of lives, but if we're in a TWACI or SHTF situation where the hospital is not an option, where you can't even get to it, or the hospital is down or burnt down, if we don't prepare and get knowledge, and specifically if your little community of friends and family neighbors, if you're in a part of a MAG or a MAC or whatever type of preparedness group you want to call it, if there's not a nurse or two in there, a midwife, there's going to be problems.
See, I don't have that problem. I'm too old. Most of the people in my group are also too old. And none of the youngins up in that area really care to do anything. So if they show up, they're going to be pretty much SOL.
Okay, Anthony, how big were you?
He was big.
And don't tell me you walked out.
He came out carrying an Uzi and a Mac-10 and said, I'm here. Hey, Will.
Hey, Will. Yeah.
I was kind of lucky though, because my husband already had a daughter from a previous marriage. So, but she's 17, but I was pretty lucky. So he kind of already had been there and knew, but.
Yes, Anthony. Yeah.
Hey, Blue.
Hey, Blue. YouTube strikes again. Actually, I don't think I ever got my notification on my my other channel here. Let me check a quick look. See here.
I got both of them. Haha.
Yeah, I got mine right at 7 o'clock when I clicked the live there. Didn't get the early warning.
Yeah, for a while I wasn't getting any, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. Usually what I do with some of them, like I know Dave's on Wednesdays at 7. I'll go in and about half an hour beforehand or an hour beforehand to his channel, and sometimes it'll pop up with the set reminder one. It's already there. You click on it, and when it comes live, it automatically becomes live. There's several. In fact, over on Easter, the Lamb of God was that way. They had it for the 11 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, and the 7 o'clock. You could click on any of those and set the reminder at 5 o'clock that morning. So they had the live stream set up, ready to go all day long on Easter.
Kathy, I'm not clamping umbilical cord. I'm cutting the umbilical cord. Okay. No need for clamps. We just cut it. I'm going to get hate mail for that one.
I know it's better if you clamp.
I do not know him. I don't know how he got up here.
Yeah, I can leave.
Oh,
Hey, it's got to
Yeah.
be cut anyway.
Goofball.
yes,
Yeah, I'm a
exactly,
community
Kathy.
reliever.
Exactly. Even I know that.
Tie a knot in it.
Yeah. And according to my grandmother, they used to use cat gut
Mhm.
on the farm to tie off the umbilical cord.
Interesting.
I got some.
Oh, Dave.
Now, see, I learned my lesson. Me go nowhere near calf being born no more. Ooh. No, Jay.
No. Oh. Yeah. Did I get my other men's suggestions? I may have missed it. Sorry,
You
Kathy.
posted like 2 or 3 of them.
Other men. Okay, there's a man. Learn to. Okay, let me go back here. I'm scrolling back because I was. Man, here we go.
It's not a problem, Cecilia. I have no intention of being anywhere near that when it happens. I've did my duties.
Now, one that goes along with this one here. Sometimes I don't know with my wife, it was push on my lower back. The other side, yes, push there. Hold that pressure. And were there any other men's suggestions here?
She posted 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Going back to see what else I can find here. Probably the best men's suggestion is pull your head out, guys. The worst. All right.
I won't go there. Never mind. I was going to say something bad, but I won't. I'll be good.
Yeah. I know my brother, when he had an abscess tooth, told the doctor, don't worry about the thing. Just go ahead and do or not the abscess, it was a root canal. Go ahead and do it. If my wife can give birth to 6 kids, I can take a root canal.
Doing just fine. Well, thank you. And you? Actually, it's the city where I plan on moving to, and it will stay an undisclosed location because I do plan on moving.
Canada.
Sure.
Yeah, I live in a really hot spot of like where there's a lot of like drugs and heroin, like in the Portage. And I live in Portage County, but Summit County and those areas, like it's a hot spot. So when you go in to have give birth and have a baby, they don't believe in giving you any medication. Like you get nothing. You have to beg for it. After I had my son and had the C-section, they gave me Advil and Tylenol, and that was it. I got no pain meds, nothing.
The only thing good about Summit County
was
is
rough.
Summit Racing. That's the only thing good about Summit County is Summit Racing. And most gearheads will know what that is.
And I understand why they do that, but yeah, it would have been nice to have something like they gave me a shot of morphine, and that lasted 24 hours, and then after that, I was on my own.
Okay, pull that one off.
And I saw in a news article that they were going to stop giving pain meds to mothers altogether, just because it's not needed. And I just thought that was kind of strange because afterwards you're in a lot of pain, and then they expect you to get up and walk and everything else. And it's pretty rough.
Well, one of the things I know about the Bradley method is that it encourages exercising up until delivery.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine that I worked with, he was one of mechanics at a construction company I worked at for a while. He was over in Vietnam, and he said it was amazing. You see these women out there in the rice paddies planting, all of a sudden they stop, everything, baby up, put it in a thing, and go back to planting.
Wow, that is nuts. But I commend anybody that can do that. But I couldn't do that. But yeah, that's awesome.
But supposedly, from what he said later on, talking to the doctor when his wife gave birth, and he told the doctor about it, he goes, "Oh yeah, something about that position makes childbirth so much easier than laying in a bed."
Yeah.
Kathy, Ohio has some really funky laws when it comes to the drugs nowadays, thanks to
I can imagine that it'd be I wasn't in that unfortunately I wasn't in that position. I was in a lot of pain, so I couldn't walk around a whole lot, but I did work clear up until I had my baby, so, and stood on my feet all day. But yeah.
Okay. Cecilia's up north, right?
Yeah, she's above the border.
Yeah, she and Lori. Did Lori slip out, or is Lori still here?
No, she left a long time ago.
She left. That's right. Okay.
She said she might come back, but her daughters were being a royal pain in the butt that they are, and she had to go take care of them.
Yeah, the higher pain meds, they go right through the breast milk, so you have to dump, I think, your first breast milk, I think, and then you can continue to feed after that. Or like for me, I had a really hard time, so I was constantly pumping. So though my baby was getting breast milk, he wasn't attached to me. I had to pump, get the breast milk, and then give it to him in a bottle. So yeah, but yeah, it does go through. I remember getting warnings about it. They sent me home with 4 pain meds. That was it. That's all you can have. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, state of Ohio, if you're on pain meds in the state of Ohio,
I got
allowed
through it.
no more than 2 weeks
but I got
prescription at one time. That's it. Thanks to our current
government. In Trumbull County? Oh, you're from Ohio? Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ohio has really strict laws in, huh, Dave?
Very strict.
Yeah.
And if you're on pain meds, you have to go to a pain management clinic before you can be prescribed anything now. The rules have changed so drastically. If you need to get something like Claritin because of your allergies, you would now have to register on a federal database in order to buy it, even though it's not prescribed. But if you want to go buy a box of Claritin off the shelf here in Ohio, you have to register with a national database in order to buy it. Because people are using that to cook up drugs, and we want to make sure you're not cooking it yourself. I bought 1 box because I had to for Charles' mom.
Cecilia, I'm so glad that I got the first breast milk. My son got the first, and I was proud of myself for doing that. I mean, I tried for 3 weeks. I had a really hard time getting breast milk out in general. Like, I had a hard time with it. And I think most women, do that have C-sections. They do. I mean, your breast milk doesn't come in right away. It just happens because your body's not doing the natural thing. And it's kind of sad. A lot of doctors do push that C-section thing, and it makes you wonder what it's actually doing to babies. Yeah.
Okay. So I just forgot your name again.
Me?
You're still on. Yeah, you're still. You're okay. You're back up on speed as far as vocal. Okay. Now, Dave, you were talking about a federal database for Claritin.
Yes, here in Ohio.
Are you sure it's not? Because as far as I know, there is no federal database for Claritin. There's a federal database for Sudafed.
Gil.
Yeah.
in Ohio, and it's transmitted to the federal government because I raised one hell of a stink.
I don't know why, but I
vote
can't
for
hear
it.
Dave. I don't know if that's everybody or what.
Okay, so that's kind of weird. I mean, they may be sending it to the federal government. They may be putting it into the Sudafed database, but for because no other state has a database to report their Claritin to the federal government, as far as I know.
No, Ohio does. I know I had to put my name on it, and I haven't bought anything related to any of that since.
Because I know the is this the Claritin? No, it's the blue one I have, because the stuff we get members mark, there's the Claritin and the Zyrtec. This is the Zyrtec. The Claritin and Zyrtec, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think there's
Yeah.
two different kinds. I think you can buy Zyrtec over the counter, and then there's a Zyrtec that you have to buy through the pharmacist. I think there's two different kinds.
Different levels.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I remember one time I went to get some for my husband. He has horrible allergies. And there was two different kinds. And I had to wait for the one because I had to talk to a pharmacist. So I think there's like an over-the-counter, and then there's the pharmacy edition.
Small town. I love summit racing.
Yeah.
I just can't afford it no more.
Okay.
No, Dave's not whispering.
Yeah. My microphone, I know sometimes it goes really loud, and I have no control on it. And then the next thing, it's down really quiet.
And yes, small town, there is a national registry that all doctors have access to. See, when I first
I
had
didn't know
my
about
neck
that
and arm
national
issues-
registry thing.
When I first had my neck and arm issues, they gave me the generic version of Vicodin. And when I went on Social Security, I had to go find a new doctor because the one I had was no longer covered by the insurance. It took me 2 years to find a doctor that would take me, even though I told him I don't need no pain medication. I'll deal with it. And it took me 2 years to find a new doctor, because once they see that on your record, doctors in Ohio don't want to deal with you no more. When I move to the next state, I'm probably going to run into the same issue again because, oh, you've taken that in the past. Well, we can't take the risk that you're addicted to it. It's only been 10 dang on years since I've taken it. I don't need it. I'll suffer with it.
Yeah. So, question for all the ladies out there: how many have done Lamaze, if any? And how many have done Bradley, if any? And how many have done another childbirth program?
I didn't do any.
Now, while everyone's going to comment on that, something else that I got to comment that's really ticked me off, and I finally figured out what's going on with it. FEMA's independent study program used to have a whole bunch of courses for the private, the civilian sector. And I've been noticing, going back in, looking for some of these, they all disappeared. And I checked with one of my friends back there, and he goes, "Oh yeah, during Obama, they had to start pulling all the stuff for the regular people off, all the courses off. There used to be courses on childbirth and disaster on the FEMA website, and it's gone."
Wow. That's not good.
Yeah. And so, so somebody in the Obama administration decided, hey, we need to screw the normal people over so we can subjugate them.
You will submit.
Is that true about the masks too? Like, for some reason or another, I think I read an article about how Obama did something a while back about how he didn't replenish any of the masks either. And then
No, it was under his administration that the GSA, which is the General Service Administration, which buys and sells all supplies for all government agencies, the chairs, desks, masks, medications for their emergency stockpiles and stuff, decided that all the N95 masks had to have expiration dates on them. They can't be good forever. So they put a 5-year expiration date on them. And so there's been 3 cycles now where all the masks in stock have been disposed of and new ones ordered. Well, guess what year was the disposal year?
This year.
This year.
Is that true though about those masks? Or can you?
All right, let me put it this way. The ones that we had in California, in Northern California, we donated them to the CERT programs in the San Francisco Bay Area. Boxes and boxes. I mean, you're talking case boxes of them. Donate them to the programs. They're still good because inside that heavy duty cardboard box is a heavy duty sealed plastic bag that the masks are in. They are totally dry environment. They will, never go bad until that bag is opened. And that's the only way they get bag of it if it's, that's somebody said, oh, we need to, make sure everything has an expiration date. Somebody trying to justify their job that knew absolutely nothing about what he's supposed to be doing.
Nice.
And so it's, Kathy, I don't know what's going on, why the Obama administration had the FEMA to get rid of those classes. I downloaded a couple of the classes because they were hazmat, they were household preparedness stuff. I did not download the natural childbirth one. I'm kicking myself so hard right now for not downloading that one. But like on the Asset Center, if you go for the free documents, you look for household hazmat. That can no longer be found on the FEMA site. That was IS course 55, and it's gone. But I got it for free for anybody that wants it.
It so makes me want to just kind of educate myself a little bit more on that kind of stuff. I mean, I've always been interested in like the medical and first aid training and stuff like that, but I definitely want to educate myself a little more on the childbirth thing and stuff like that, because people need people that have a little more extra knowledge in that area,
Kathy,
especially if stuff really happens. So my brother's a nurse, but I don't know if he could actually do childbirth or not.
Talk to him, ask him. Small town preparedness, a legit site selling surgical masks. Surgical masks are not N95 masks. Mm-mm. They are, because all they are is to protect the wearer from blood splatter and stuff like that. They don't stop viruses. They don't stop bacteria because they don't fit tight. They're just up there, like there's just a little shield. They don't fit tight around the nose. If you notice, they even have gaps here when the doctors are wearing them.
What's the other one? The F. I don't know what that one is.
Hey, what was that, Dave?
We need to clarify something here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to bring up Backbone's site so you can share it. I'll leave it there while I yap. All right. If you want masks and you're worried about protecting yourself from everybody else, right now, any mask is better than no mask. Obviously, the N95s are not only worth their weight in gold, but are more protective. But if all you can get are the cheap little flimsy blue ones that you see there, then by all means, buy them. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's why the CDC and the WHO now have backtracked on their statements after seeing all these other countries who went full mask right from the very start, have almost no cases right now compared to anybody else. The Czech Republic has one of the smallest amounts of spread. And that's because the minute this hit, The government said, hey, everybody wear a mask. Okay. So if you can get masks, any kind of mask, even if you have to make it yourself, take and get a bandana, go out and buy yourself a HEPA filter for like, your home furnace, cut a piece of it out, fit it inside that bandana and put it around your face, cover your up underneath your eyes, all the way around to the bottom of your chin. Make sure it fits tight. Nurse Amy has a video on how she made one. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it works.
Mhm.
So if you want masks, they still have them in stock. That's why I brought it up so y'all can see it. That's a complete kit. It's masks, gloves, face shield, goggles, wipes, hand sanitizer. I bought one of the kits already. Unfortunately, I gave half of what I had away. That was to help the lady next door. Because
Fishes,
had it.
yeah, fishes and loaves. So basically, the surgical mask is helping keep some stuff off the N95 and make it last longer. The plastic, if you're talking about those face shields, that even protects it even more from somebody sneezing at you. But Doc has several videos on wearing masks, how to take them on, how to take them off. Very educational. If you have an N95 and you take it off wrong, you can become contaminated from it. It's a very good video to watch.
My husband wears a N95 at work now, but he has a really hard time with it because he hauls like 800-pound bins, like 5 or 6 of them at a time, and he has a hard time breathing through it. But I'm glad that he wears it. But his work has not done anything to help prepare for anything that's going on, and it's really scary.
Yeah,
really scary.
Yeah, a lot of the N95 masks and stuff. The ones, the cloth ones and stuff. When I was working construction, we got rid of those and we went and bought the expensive North brand half face respirators or full face respirators with the screw on and off replaceable cartridges. And the cartridges that screwed on and off, the HEPA filter had a plastic cap that went over the edge that had a thick N95 dust pad that went over that. And so we'd wear that, and we were working with silica dust and stuff like that. Those N95 pads, at the end of the day, you taking dust would come out of them. Well, rather than throwing them away, we saved till we had like a dozen or so of them. And those nylon bags you can get for stockings and stuff for throwing in the washing machine for the, in there. Throw in the washing machine, run it through 2 cycles, and it washed all the silicate out of it. But then it wasn't as good as it was beforehand. But it's still, and it's after several times, then it started, you start your other filters started, getting silica dust built up on them. But it's as expensive as those were. But with those things on, digging in the ditch, jackhammering, and those jackhammers weigh 90 to or 100 pounds, for the jackhammers. Muscling those around all day, you're breathing hard, and the full half-face respirators and stuff like that, you can breathe well because you're not trying to breathe both ways through the filter. You breathe in through the filter, and it has a check valve that you breathe out of, and it works really good that way.
Yeah, I saw somebody wearing one of those at a meat counter over the weekend. I was like, okay. It was very strange to see him, but he was working at the meat counter with one of those things on.
Yeah. But Kathy, do you have Simply Olivia's link or Scott's email? Scott at Hidden Valley Homestead, his wife Olivia is making masks, and they're pretty decent size and they look pretty good. And she even has a pouch so you can put HEPA material in it. There we go. There's the link right there. She's making it, has it with not just the cloth pouch, but it's the cloth, but it's got a pouch in it where you can put HEPA material in there. to help filter it.
Nice.
And then the whole thing's, you can you throw the inner filter out and you throw the liner in the wash. Actually, I used to take an air gun and blow it out backwards out on those other little pads.
Gil, she's asking you to do something.
Oh, that one. Okay, hang on a second here. Let me go here. I got to go this way here. I got it here.
Warning. Gil may disappear momentarily while his internet looks at him and says, "Why are you doing this?" and cuts him off.
Now I'm just going to go because I just watched that today. Go back. Oh, got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, Two Arms. Arms Family. Loves your comment. Arms Family uploaded video. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to move this over here for a second. Put that up over here and go back to here. And you're ready for the laughter. Okay, so let's go in. He's wearing a hoodie with a clear glass pot lid in there. And I've seen several others of those doing that on YouTube, on Facebook.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so that's the winter is coming. We have to prepare. He's talking about the weather, but he starts out wearing this thing here, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for it to load up. It's loading up. I'm going to move that back over here. But this was absolutely hilarious. Now, what makes it so doubly hilarious is Daniel here is a Oklahoma state trooper. And it's going to take a while to load up. Yep.
That's because Gil has far too many windows open on his application, and his computer is fighting for memory. And it suffers from the old age disease.
Oh.
Come on, skip ads. Even when I do it on one thing, it does. Okay, so let me go ahead and take down the jet stream. I'm going to take down a couple of these other ones here real quick and see what it's doing now. That's still not there yet. Talked about that. I threw that link up there. All right, look, there you go. I so wanted to tell him, hey, that's great. Nothing will come straight at you, but it's going to come through the material of your hoodie.
Problem is that's going to fog up really quick.
Yeah, he's talking there. You can see a little.
Come on. Say hi to
What's that no fog liquid stuff that you can put on sunglasses and stuff? You can totally
or on the mirrors in your bathroom and stuff. Yeah. Yes, that's Daniel's actually the reason I have a YouTube channel. He told me to go. And I was commenting back and forth on his stuff. He told me to go ahead and do one of my own. So you guys can all blame Daniel for me being here. Now, as far as making masks, something here, I know we're far afield of the stream here, but there are, and I know that they're back in stock at Home Depot, the HEPA AC air filter, for your air conditioning, the HEPA filters. Those are basically N95 rating.
I think my vacuum cleaner had one of them.
They make them for vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
The HEPA filter or whatever.
Yeah. What was it? The Auric. The Auric has the bag for the Auric is a really high density HEPA filter. On this stream, guy was talking about how some bank had little boxes to stand on to maintain, but the lines were right beside each other. Okay.
That's funny. My local bank isn't even open
Yeah.
to the public. You can do
Yeah.
drive, but you can't.
When I went down to the local credit union, I had to get a signature for my retirement paperwork stuff to start drawing on my TSP. The person in town here who I bought my house from, she's a realtor, obviously, but she says, "Oh, I was down there just the other day. You call them ahead of time and set up an appointment. They'll let you in the door and they'll sign it." But she had a big packet of work for just a simple one. They just had me go to the drive-through, and they just looked at it. I signed it, gave her driver's license stuff. She looked at it, marked it, stamped it, handed it back to me. But yeah, so they're going a lot of drive-through stuff now. Of course, which is kind of funny because my bank up in Idaho Falls, the ATM on the drive-through went, and they don't have a walk-up ATM. All they have is the drive-through ATM.
Yeah, I wanted to do some refinancing and stuff like that, but I don't even know what to do. If I should call my bank and schedule an appointment because they're not really open. Like all you can do is the drive-through. So.
All right, Jay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the item is not intelligent because it doesn't have the combination of NRA and DNA to totally function with intelligence.
Yeah, but the guy was being a smart aleck.
Yeah.
The guy, read it the way it said, because you need to read the other one, and I'll read it. On one stream, a guy was talking about how some bank had little boxes to stand on to maintain 6-foot separation, but the lines were right beside each other. A person in the chat said the virus is intelligent but inexperienced. Its pattern suggests two-dimensional thinking.
Yeah.
So when you read it all together, it makes sense.
Okay. Wait, two-dimensional thinking. That reminds me of the original Wrath of Khan. Khan was thinking two-dimensionally as he was chasing the Enterprise into the nebula.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for America to start doing that whole fumigation techniques that are being done in virtually every other country.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I want to go this one here. Yeah, some of the filters, you got to make sure they're not have fiberglass in them too.
Oh, you'll regret it. You cut one of those and you breathe it in, you'll be coughing for years.
Yeah. But as far as most of them are it's spun. It's not fiberglass. It's something else. It's almost like they're spinning the cotton to do the and polyester stuff to do their to get their small gaps and stuff.
Small town. Lindsey Graham, who happens to be one of the chair people that is dealing with that, is actually trying to get some additional stuff in the works for the SBA so they can do more, because right now it's all the major banks. Little itty bitty banks ain't doing nothing because they ain't getting anything. So he's trying to fix it so the SBA will actually start being able to deal with the smaller banks instead of just the big city banks.
Yeah.
Polypropylene. Good stuff.
Yeah. So, well, I think do we have any other information or any other things input on the main topic? Sorry, I want to drag us back to the main topic of childbirthing in a disaster situation. And
Yeah,
so
sorry, I don't have a whole lot of information on that.
Yeah.
But.
So, I mean, just to think about this. All right, what sort of disasters am I talking about? Well, if there's all right, give you an example. The 1971 Silmar earthquake took out the hospital there that was 2 miles from the epicenter. Several of the hospitals in Loma Prieta were taken out by the earthquake, or not taken out, but they were damaged enough where they stopped bringing people to those hospitals until they got stuff fixed. Flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes, severe winter storms. Wildfires. Santa Rosa, half the town burnt from the wildfires there in California. There's going to be a number of things that could cause problems for getting to a hospital. There could be other ones that could totally, hospitals ain't going to be around for the next 20 years. A major CME would hit us with and cause massive EMPs, taking out the power grid and everything else. Doctors are going to be back to, their little black bags and going around doing what they can do.
They're going to be carrying Julie's butter knife saying, guess what, folks, they're not going to make it. So I'm going to take care of it for you.
No.
Yeah, they
will.
My cousin in Florida right now, she's pregnant, and I have a lot of cousins, by the way, but I have a cousin in Florida. She's pregnant right now. She just had she's 23 months or something. She just had one of her checkups, and her husband couldn't go in the room with her. They had to FaceTime it. So she had to do everything by herself.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you're not living near Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Because Chernobyl, the wildfire out there, is actually causing radiation to be re-released in the area.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's been on a lot of the international news. And I actually feel bad for the mothers over there that are pregnant, because it doesn't take much to affect a baby when it comes to that kind of radiation, because it's a very toxic radiation.
They say
you can walk through the forest and you're fine, but with it where it's burning and all the carbon that's being mixed with it makes it really bad.
Yeah. That was a 23-month checkup, right?
yes.
Yeah. So it was the checkup for when it was already born.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, so was that a 23-week or 23-month?
Oh, did I say 23 months? I meant 23 weeks.
Okay,
yeah,
23
sorry.
weeks. Okay. I thought, okay. I was thinking she was pregnant with one, and the previous one she had to take in for a. Okay.
That would have been kind of weird. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt bad for her. It's also her first baby too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 23 weeks.
Right
23 weeks.
Efficient loads.
Feels like 24 months.
I dated a redhead that was pregnant, and for 8 weeks it felt like 80 years. So no offense to the redheads, if any are out there, but she wasn't at the time, but she's now my ex-wife, and she was the epitome of the stereotype for Irish redheads. Yes, she was Irish. So if you've heard the stereotype for Irish redheads being a she was every bit of it plus 10. So yeah,
okay.
I that statement of you mean.
All right. So my wife is Clan Campbell, Scottish. I'm Irish. My poor daughter.
Yes.
Actually, that's something I forgot to look for. Give me 1 second here, folks. I'm going to throw something else up here as soon as I find it. I'm an idiot.
I wasn't going to say that out loud. I might have said it after.
I know. All right, here we go. All I do was midwife classes.
Oh.
All right. Midwife.org. All right. So there's
Can you take that without having an initial degree, or do you have to have a degree to do that?
I do not know.
Oh.
But it's allnaturalhealers.com, midwife education courses you can take. So let me throw that's naturalhealers.com/midwifery. American College of Nurse Midwives. So that's the midwife.org for college students. So there's courses there. Let's hit this one here up. Now, let's see what this one comes up. We're going to stop spinning there. Education and courses. Yeah, so there are ways out, things out there for midwife classes. So this one is naturalhealers.com, midwifery education. Yeah.
You know what, guys? This is for guys and maybe some ladies out there. You know what? If you're really interested in learning this stuff, rather than going to an online course, and most of them are listed in the yellow pages under, guess what? Midwives. Some will actually talk to guys and tell them things to help you understand better. A lot of the midwives that I've met over the years are very open and very willing to teach people without charging you for it. And Jay, what your comment was earlier, that's why I'm divorced.
Okay, and let's go back this one here. No, not that, this one. And see what else there is. Nurse practitioner schools, how to become a certified nurse midwife. Certified
nurse certification.
No, this is certified nurse midwife. And then there's also just being a certified midwife. You know, there's two different ones. One is actually has the nursing thing of it, and the other one, you know. And I believe Nurse Amy is a
certified midwife.
Yes, certified nurse practitioner / midwife. So they're
supposed to supper. She was actually hoping Nurse Amy would show up.
Yes, I was very much hoping she would.
Oh, I actually got somebody being very nasty to Doc and Nurse Amy on one of the last video they was on last week. Somebody come on and said, "You got great stuff, but that doc thinks he knows it all. They don't know nothing."
Okay, here's one called howtobecome.com, how to become a midwife. So they got, there's over 1,500 online programs, they said.
Nice.
The other one here is, it would come up here, the National Midwife Institute. There's another one. So,
when they say midwifery, it sounds like they're a comedy show. And tonight on midwifery,
you know what it reminds me of? Downton Abbey. All right, folks, we're up here on 2 hours now. I think I finally got information. I should have had this information out at the beginning, so I'm gonna have to rewrite my the links for. I mean the tags for this for tomorrow when I update it. But
easy.
So, but there are some courses ways out there to become a midwife. Different courses, classes. And which, thing is though, they didn't, I'm gonna get blasted for this one, but this is not meant with any disrespect. This is meant as a poke at political correctness. Why isn't there a mid-husbandry class?
Because most men are too dang stupid. They're a bunch of knuckle-dragging morons filled with testosterone that think they're all that in a bag of chips and they're nothing more than an empty, dried out bag of tea.
Wow.
That's the problem. For 40 plus years, men were boosted up to be macho and all this. And then the last 10 years, it's been, oh, men are toxic. Men should be good little girls and do the things that we tell them to do. And oh, don't do that no more. It's bad for children.
Well,
oh man, the chat came alive with that one.
I don't think that men need the midwifery.
I disagree. I disagree for one reason, because some men don't understand what women go through. And if they don't understand, and like I mentioned earlier, some women, and my ex-wife was one of them, and so was Charles's mom, going through that process, the closer they got to actually giving birth, they started calling men everything but white. And the word white never entered the conversation. And it was usually 4 and 6 and 8 letter cuss words. So most men,
That's
if they
short.
don't understand what's going on, they wind up taking offense to what they hear, and it causes a relationship stress. So if they start understanding, they can understand that she really doesn't mean what she's saying, but it's a way for her to de-stress and actually relax the muscles that she needs to relax in order to focus where she has to focus.
Jay, you're going to get all these women mad at you, and they're going to come after you.
Yeah, my uncle, he's 80, and he lives down the street from me here, and he was telling me that he just dropped his wife at the off at the hospital, and then he went home. That's how he dealt with childbirth.
Well, see, I wasn't when Charles was born, I wasn't afforded the time off of work because I was working at Lowe's and I was actually training to be in management. And when things happened, I wound up having to give up my position, but I wasn't given the time off of work for it because at the time, Lowe's policy didn't include the father. It does now. It's changed over the last couple of years, but at the time, I had to go to work that night. So I went in. She went in for her C-section, and that was closed off because of the way that hospital is. And when she came out, I said hi, took a look at the baby, and I went to work. Then I went and picked her up at the hospital the next day and brought her home. So, I mean, I've been through classes. I understand that what she was saying was really smoke. And I didn't take any of it personally because I understood. Plus, having been married to a redhead helped me understand a lot more. Bad thoughts.
Okay. Kathy has a very good question here, guys. And this is why I was saying, go ahead and check, go to one of the used bookstores, everything else. Get the, like at the thrift, whatever it is. I think I wiped it out already. Where you can pick up the Bradley book. At least you pick that up for, $4 or $5 used. Read it. You'll get a wealth of information, and you might be able to help out a little bit more.
Hey, Gil.
Yeah.
I'm going to help Jay out here. What was that chemical they used to put on rags and put over your mouth? Chloroform. Do you remember?
Chloroform.
There you go, Jay. Just buy some. Try it out. You won't have to worry about it.
A lifeline. Nope. No lifeline, Jay. All right. My first husband.
That epidural is, I know a lot of doctors, some of them personally, that say epidural is one of the worst things they can actually do in this day and age because it takes away a lot of information. Some doctors are actually telling their ladies that are having birth, do not get the epidural because you're going to suffer for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I had a spinal, not an epidural. And like I suffer with pain in my left leg because of it.
Because unfortunately, most of the people giving epidurals and spinals are not properly trained on how to squirt the stuff in that area without causing damage, which is one of the reasons I have never and will never allow them to give me the epidurals and pain blockers in my neck. Because when they do it, if they don't do it right, it'll create a pocket. And as that pocket shrinks, it creates scar tissue. And then they inject it again, it blows up and shrinks and creates more scar tissue, which then they have to go in and cut out. Once you get cut, you will always have to be cut again. And I've had 3 doctors, and 2 of them wrote statements, and which is one of the reasons why Social Security and I have butted heads, but I keep winning. Because I refuse to get cut And then 5 years from now, be stuck like this with one shoulder crunched way up and the other one dropped clear to the floor and not being able to do anything, including washing my own dishes.
Yeah.
I may suffer in a lot of pain to do it, but I will wash my own dishes. I will wash.
Yeah,
them.
I had a lot of pain from my spinal after I had my son. I had to actually go to a chiropractor and get readjusted and stuff like that, and it actually helps a whole lot. But
Wait until you're 40.
it's like my joints and stuff. I felt horrible. And since I went to that chiropractor, now I'm feeling a whole lot better. But I tell you what, I couldn't even get off the couch. Like my knees and my left leg and my hips hurt so bad. But yeah, a lot of people talk about the pain of epidural and stuff, but I actually had a spinal, which is completely different. But
there's
yeah.
Julie. You've been playing out with your machete again?
Hey, Julie.
Please go to Discord. What I sent you.
Yeah, Julie, you missed the real live one here. You know, it's and Jay's out there just stirring the pot and making himself a target.
Jay, I told you, no ball peen hammer, just chloroform. That'll work the best.
Use it on yourself too. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't help you. I'm out.
Well, I think back in the day they used to use laughing gas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they used to have laughing gas parties. Seriously, back in Victoria, and they used to have get there and we go like, and they pass the tube around and
yeah. I think they have incorporated that a little bit now too. Like you can ask for it, but I don't if it doesn't hurt the baby, I'd be all for it.
Yeah.
The difference between the epidural and a spinal is the location where they give it, to my understanding and knowledge. But again, I could be wrong because that's not something I actually studied. I just remember hearing a doctor try and explain it to Charles's mom.
Yeah.
I looked at her and said,
epidural, they leave the needle in. While it's not like really a needle, but they like leave it in. So you can while you're giving birth can adjust it. You can hit the button and it's continuous, but it can only last for so long. That's why a lot of people say, oh, my epidural didn't work because they hit the button way too many times before they actually gave birth because they were in so much pain. But with a spinal, it numbs you from the waist down, and you can't feel a thing. And I'm glad I didn't see anything either because I had a really big curtain in front of me. I was like, if I see that, I think I would probably flip.
Yeah, it's not something for the weak or squeamish, definitely. Because I was in the room for one child being born. That's the only child that actually, other than Charles, has actually carried my name, and it wasn't mine, but I was going to adopt it. So my now ex-wife actually gave it my name at birth. I was there for that one. Doc said, "Do you want to watch?" I said, "Do you want to get punched?" Said, nope. I said, "There's your answer. I'll stay on this side and let her squeeze this out of my hand." But
alrighty.
I can't say I paid.
What about Novocaine?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work much for our pregnancy.
I don't know how that would work. I mean, you'd have to inject it in the site, probably. But still,
yeah,
I don't know about that.
All right, folks, we're over 2 hours, and yeah.
Well, thanks guys for having me on here. I didn't.
Yeah.
My hair was not prepared for this.
Mine's not either. That's why we wear hats.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we wear hats. Okay. So Blue Healer carries lidocaine. I can't even pronounce it here.
Lidocaine.
Use it as a spinal block. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So tomorrow night is Dave's. Do you have a topic yet, Dave?
No, it started off with open chat, see where it devolves to.
Where it devolves to. Okay. All righty. So tomorrow night's 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 Mountain. If you're in another time zone, figure it out. And then Friday night. Oh, I had a good one set for Friday night. What was it? Give me a second here. Friday night was. Oh, Friday night is basically what are you doing to better your position? And that is your position. What was that?
I'm moving.
You're moving. Perfect. You're better your position in life and preparedness, whatever.
Now, I won't be able to actually plant where I'm living, but I will be able to take seeds and plant at other locations that are a lot more secure first, and I will have access to everything that's grown.
Yeah.
So,
final word to the guys. Pick up a book, the husband coach national childbirth book, just so that you know a little bit in case you're stuck out there helping somebody, not necessarily your wife, but so you can help out if needed. And so see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock on Southern Ohio Prepping. And with that, we're going to say
bye-bye.